Hello students, welcome to AIMS India's live class. In today's class from physics subject, so we are going to discuss about light topic. So basics of light topic. So before starting the topic, let's try to answer a small question. So what travels through water without being wet? The question is very simple. We have a aquarium here. So what travels through water without being wet? Means if we take any kind of object, it has to pass through the water, but it should not become wet. So normally what happens, if any object passes through the water, it becomes wet. But our question is, any object, it has to pass through the water without being wet. Without being wet. Can you guess what is the answer? So you can, if you want, you can give the answer through live chat. You can give the answer through live chat. The question is very simple. So what travels through water without being wet? So the answer is very simple. It's light. So here, the answer is very simple. It's light. Here, light is a form of energy. So it's not the matter. It is a form of energy. So it can pass through the water without being wet. Actually, from where does this light will come from? So sun is the primary source of light here. So whatever light which we are making use of on the earth, so most of the light, it is coming from the sun, because sun is the primary source of light. So not only sun, even from the objects like candle or tube light or glowworm, from these kinds of objects also we can observe light. So these kind of objects also, they will emit the light. So here, these objects, the objects which are emitting the light, so they are classified into two types according to the generation of light. So they are classified into two types. So actually here, the sun and candle, they are considered as sources of light. The sun and candle are considered as sources of light, but these two sources of light are divided into some types. Here, the sun is considered as natural source of light, because by itself it will emit the light. So that's why it is an example for natural source of light. So whereas candle, it is a artificial source of light, because it does not exist naturally in the nature. So the man has created objects like candle. So that's why it is considered as a artificial sources of light. So here we have two sources of light. So the objects which emit light by themselves, they are called as natural source of light. The objects which are man-made, which will emit light, they are considered as artificial source of light. So actually, what is light? So when we are in dark room, suppose if the dark room is filled with so many objects, so we entered into a dark room. Now the question is, can we observe the objects, or can we guess the objects which are in the dark room? Without light, it is highly impossible. So we cannot see the objects clearly, we cannot guess the objects, or we cannot name the objects, since the room is dark. If we switch on the light in the same room, if you switch on the light in the same room, then automatically we can see all the objects clearly and we can identify them. So if you compare a dark room and light room, so what is the main difference? In the dark room, we cannot see the objects clearly, whereas in the room with the light, we can observe the objects clearly. So here without light, it is called dark room. With the light, there is another room. So why we are able to see the objects clearly? It's only because of the light. So here, light is a form of energy which can cause sensation of vision. So in the nature, if you are able to see the objects existing in the nature, or if you are able to see the tree or a passing cloud or a train, so all the vision, so whatever vision we have, it is mainly because of the light. So light is a form of energy. Which causes sensation of vision. So can we see the light? So we cannot see. It is invisible. The light is invisible, but it makes the things visible. The light is invisible, but it makes the things visible. So next. So how does this light travels? So just now we have told that the primary source of light is sun. So from the sun, whatever light is coming to the earth, because of that we are able to see so many kinds of objects around us. So means the light has traveled from the sun to earth. So the light, it traveled almost so much distance from the sun to earth. So here we know that the distance between sun and earth is almost 150 million kilometers. So that 150 million kilometers distance, this light is traveling with what speed? Almost around 3 lakh kilometers per second. So the speed of light is very fast. Per second, it will travel 3 lakh kilometers. Per 1 second, it will travel around almost 3 lakh kilometers. Suppose if you take the distance between Kashmir to Kanyakumari or Hyderabad to place like Kurnool, what is the distance? 200 kilometer. If you go in bus, almost it will take 5 hours. For traveling 200 kilometer, a bus will take 5 hours. But if you observe the speed of light with bus, they are no matter comparable, because this light is having a very great speed. It travels 3 lakh kilometers per 1 second. So that's why this 150 million kilometer distance, it is able to cover only in 500 seconds. So the light ray emitted from sun, after getting emitted from sun for reaching the earth, it takes only 500 seconds. So that is also, if we convert into minutes, almost it will take 8 minutes 20 seconds. So the light ray which has touched the earth, it has been emitted 8 minutes 20 seconds before at the sun. So after 8 minutes 20 seconds, we were able to see on the earth. So here the distance between sun and earth is 150 million kilometer, huge distance. So this distance is covered by the light with 3 lakh kilometer per second speed only in 500 seconds. So if we convert into minutes, it is equal to 8 minutes 20 seconds. So but here how it is traveling between sun and earth. So what exists between sun and earth? So between sun and earth, in the beginning portion, there is nothing. There is nothing means we consider it as vacuum. We consider it as vacuum. Please be careful with the spelling of vacuum. The correct spelling of vacuum is VACWM, vacuum. So here, between the earth and sun, in the beginning portion, there will be nothing. Means there is vacuum. So this light can travel through vacuum also. So it do not need the support of any medium to travel. It do not need the support of any medium to travel, like gas medium or liquid medium or solid medium. It do not need the help of any medium. It even can travel through vacuum. So, but before reaching the earth, so here we have atmosphere. Here we have atmosphere. So it travels from vacuum, it enters into the atmosphere. From there it reaches the earth. So the light, it can travel through vacuum and it can travel through atmosphere. Okay. So, but how does it travels? In lower classes, 5th class or 6th class, you might have observed, or in your school textbooks, there is a small experiment. We call it as pinhole experiment. Pinhole experiment. So in that experiment, what they will do? They will take a torchlight. They will keep cardboards. These are the cardboards. Cardboard 1, cardboard 2, cardboard 3. 3 cardboards they have kept. And on the other corner, they have placed a book. So for the cardboards, at equal heights, at the height of this light beam, at equal heights, they will make some holes. So if we switch on the light, so what happens to this light? It passes through these pinholes. It passes through these holes and it touches the book. The height of the holes is equal to the height of this light ray. So whatever light coming out from the torch light, it passes through the pinhole in straight line manner and it touches the book. So if the light ray is touching the book means, what does it mean? As the light is traveling in straight line, so that's why it is able to touch the book. Otherwise, if it doesn't travel in straight line, if it bends, so then what happens? It won't touch the book. It will be blocked by the cardboard. So by this small experiment, so already we have learned that, so light will always travel in a straight line. So this nature is called rectilinear propagation of light. Let me repeat the word once again. Rectilinear propagation of light. So rectilinear, in the word itself, we are having the line spelling. So this nature of light is called rectilinear propagation of light. So light always travel in straight line. But here we are telling that it travels in straight line, but it travels in the form of a wave, not in the form of a ray. It travels in the form of a wave. Actually, it possesses dual nature, which you will be learning in your higher classes. So far, what we have to keep in mind is it travels in a straight line and it travels in the form of a wave. So next. So actually, what are light rays? So actually, if you take a flashlight, and if you switch on the flashlight, so from the flashlight, what happens? So all this light rays, will come. So here, light ray means the direction or the path. Along which light travels. It is called as a ray of light, or we can also call it as light ray. So it is represented by a straight line. by an arrowhead marked on it. So light ray means we represent by a straight line with an arrowhead. With an arrowhead. So this is this one. So this is the upper ray of light. Upper ray of light. This is the lower ray of light. So here light ray means nothing but the direction or the path in which the light is traveling. So here if you observe a convex lens or concave lens, actually this type, according to this type of lenses you will be learning later, but if a parallel beam, so here we have a group of rays, the combination of group of rays is called as a beam of light. The combination of group of rays is called as a beam of light. If you take a parallel beam, if all light rays are parallel to each other, all light rays are parallel to each other, if the parallel beam touches a convex lens, so after passing through the convex lens, so what happened to the parallel beam is all light rays, they will bend and travel, they appear like they will converge at a point, they will go and meet at a point, they will go and meet at a point. So here what I mean to say is we have taken a convex lens, so we have passed some light rays. What light rays we have passed? Parallel light beam, means the light rays which are parallel to each other. We have passed a parallel light beam onto the convex lens. So then what happened? All the light rays, they appeared that after passing through convex lens, they are moving towards one point. They are moving towards one point, means they are converging, they are meeting at a point. So this kind of beam is called convergent light beam. This type of beam is called convergent light beam. Suppose if same kind of parallel light beam, instead of convex lens, if we make it pass through a concave lens, so then what happens? After passing through the concave lens, the light rays appear that they are moving away from one another. They are moving away from one another, which means they are diverging from one another. They are going away from one another. So this kind of beam is called divergent light beam. So here once again let me repeat. Here beam of light. Here beam of light means group of rays. What is ray? Direction of light ray. Some group of rays is called as a beam of light. But in beam of light we have some types. So the types are parallel beam, convergent beam, divergent beam. So parallel beam means the rays are parallel to each other. The rays are parallel to each other. So this convergent beam, when you can observe the parallel beam, when it is passed through a convex lens, then you can observe a convergent beam. So convergent beam means all rays will come together and meet at a point. If the same parallel beam passes through a concave lens, then you can observe divergent beam. So divergent beam means all the rays will start moving away from one another. So like this we have types of beams of light. So let's repeat the types of beams of light once again. So mainly we have three types. From the light source, all the rays are moving parallel to each other. So then it is called as parallel beam. Means parallel beam originates, starts from a source. What is the source here? Source may be the sun, source may be the candle, or it may be a tube light or spotlight. So originates from a source and moves forward into the space without crossing each other. If you observe all these parallel lines, they are not crossing each other like this. They are not crossing each other. They are parallel. If you extend them, they never meet. They never meet at any point. So that kind of beam is called as a parallel beam. So next. So if you observe these rays, what is happening? They are starting from a point and moving away from one another. Moving away from one another. So this kind of beam is called as a divergent beam. So originates from a source and moves forward into the space in different directions. This is going this side, this side, this side. All directions are different and moving away from one another. This is an example of divergent beam. So next. So actually this source should not be here. So actually this is the source. Actually, let us assume this is the source. From the distance source, all the rays are coming. All the rays are coming. How they are appearing? They are appearing that they are meeting at a point. They are meeting at this point. So this kind of beam is called as a convergent beam. They will come and meet at a point. So like this, we have three types of beams. So next. So what happens when a light ray hits an object? Suppose we have some objects like aquarium, glass, window pane, or spectacles. So if a light ray hits any one of these objects, or if I stand in front of the aquarium, can we able to see the other side of the aquarium? We can. Suppose if our friend is standing, in some kinds of aquarium, we can see our friend who is standing on the other side from this side. So same situation with glass. Here in window pane also, suppose we are inside the room. So outside the room, through the window, we are able to see the clear sky. We are able to see the clear sky through spectacles. Through spectacles also we can observe the different persons or different objects. So if a light ray hits any one of these objects, so then what happens? So total light passes through the object. Total light passes through the object to the other side. So these kind of objects are called transparent objects. So these kind of objects are called transparent objects. So next, if you observe the objects like this packing cover, or ground glass. If you observe in office rooms or software companies, the employee cabins, the cabins between the two employees are partitioned with the ground glass, or saloon shop. So some kind of saloon shops also, outside doors are partitioned with the ground glass. Here we have taken a wine in wine glass. This is a fluorescent bulb. So here, if the light ray hits any of these objects, a packing cover or ground glass or wine glass with wine or fluorescent bulb, what happens then? So here, total light will not pass through the object, but only some light passes through the object. So they will allow only some light. To the other side. So that's why through these objects, we cannot observe the objects clearly. The objects will look somewhat dull or dim. So these kind of objects, they are called as translucent objects. So here translucent objects means the objects which allow the light partially, not completely. So partially means up to some extent, not completely. Suppose here this torchlight is allowing bundle of rays, but this is a translucent object. So that's why it is allowing only some rays, not all the rays. So these are examples of translucent objects. So next, if we take the objects like wood, book, leaf, apple. So these objects, what they do? So they won't allow any light to pass through them. They won't allow any light to pass through them. They will block the light. They will block the light. So that's why if anybody is standing that side on the opposite end of these kind of objects, so they cannot observe this side of objects. So these objects are called opaque objects. So according to the passage of light, according to the passage of this light rays, the objects are divided into three types. The objects are divided into three types. One is transparent, next translucent, third one is opaque. So transparent means they will completely allow the light. Translucent means they will partially allow the light. Opaque means they won't allow any light. So next. So now what kind of object is a mirror? Is it transparent or translucent or opaque? Through light chart, try to guess the answer. So what is the nature of this plane mirror? Is it transparent or translucent or opaque? Come on, guess the answer. I am waiting for answer. Guess the answer. What is the nature of plane mirror? The question is, what is the nature of plane mirror? Deepika Reddy is telling transparent. Still anybody else? What is the nature of plane mirror? Is it transparent object, translucent object, or opaque object? Swapna is telling opaque. Srinu Swapna. Zunaid is telling translucent. Another one is telling transparent. Reflecting. I am giving only three options, not reflecting. Is it transparent or translucent or opaque? So actually, mirror is considered as a transparent object. So here, plane mirrors are simply flat mirrors without curves. They are the flat mirrors without any curves. So they can be found. They can be found almost anywhere. Even the normal person also familiar with the plane mirror, but they don't know the scientific name of the plane mirror. Technical, they might be not knowing the technical term, but everybody, they might be aware of this plane mirror. So the first man-made mirrors, they were made from polished bronze, silver and other metals. Polished bronze, silver and other metals. So actually here, what is the meaning of mirror? In the front portion, we are seeing a transparent glass. But to make it a mirror, what happens means the back surface of the mirror is polished. Here, in general sense, the mirror means it's a combination of two surfaces. So one is transparent glass surface, or to make it for making it reflecting surface, one glass surface they have taken, and backside of it they have polished with a metal. So in the olden days, they used to polish the mirrors with the help of bronze, silver and other metals. Nowadays, we are making them polished with the layer of aluminium. Polishing with the layer of aluminium. So even not only from polishing with aluminium, even gallium and mercury also, we can make use of these materials for polishing the plane mirrors. So actually here, plane mirror, it's a kind of object. It is used for reflection purpose. So which we are going to learn later. So the mirror is a combination of two surfaces. So front portion will be made up of glass and the backside portion will be polished. In the olden days, they used to make it polished with the bronze, silver, other metals. So after some days, they make use of aluminium. So nowadays, even they are making use of some liquids or some materials like gallium and mercury. So here the question is, what happens when a light ray passes through a mirror? So actually, when a ray passes through any object, so it may get transmitted to the other part totally. So here, not mirror, if you take any object, when a light ray hits any object, the possible cases are, it can get transmitted as it is to the other side of the object, that is one case, or it may get bended and travel, means it may get reflected. Or the process called refraction that may happen, or it may get absorbed by the object itself without emitting outside, without transmitting, without bending, it may get absorbed. So absorption, or it may get back into the same medium. It may get reflect back into the same medium, or it may get bounce back into the same medium. So here the topic is, whenever a light ray hits any object, the four possible cases may be possible. Cases may be possible. Either the light ray get transmitted through the object, or it may get refracted, or it may get absorbed, or it may get reflected. But here, if the object is mirror, if the object is not opaque, not other kind of object, if it is mirror, then what happens? We will observe a phenomena called reflection. Through the mirror, we will observe a phenomena of light called reflection, through which we can observe our image in the mirror. So regarding that, we will be discussing. So because of this reflection process, we were able to observe our image. So through the mirror, so if this is the light ray, if this is the object, from the source of light, the light ray falls on the object. From there, it comes to the mirror. It gets reflected back to the eye, but the observer, what happens to him? It appears that the light ray is coming from this direction. If we extend this light ray, backwards, so here he will see the image. So where the object is placed in front of the mirror, behind the mirror, at the same distance, in the same size, he can observe the image. This is because of a process called reflection. So, okay. So let's see some solved questions based on the topic. So what we have learned till now. So here, light can travel through water without being wet, because it is not the matter, it's just a form of energy. We have sources of light, two sources of light. So sun and candle. Sun is the man-made source or natural source of light. Candle is the artificial source of light. So actually, what is light? So light is a form of energy which causes sensation of vision. Because of that, in dark room we cannot observe any object, but in room, if light is on, then we can observe the objects. How does light travels? Light travels in a straight line. That too very fast. With how much fast? 3 lakh km per second. So that's why 150 million kilometer, it can travel in 500 seconds. Only in 8 minutes and 20 seconds. It travels in straight line in the form of a wave. So actually, what are light rays? So that is the direction of light or the path of light is called light ray. Group of rays is called beam of light. We have types of beams: parallel beam, convergent beam, and divergent beam. So like this we have three types. Parallel beam means they never cross with each other. Divergent means they will start from a point and move in different directions. Convergent means they will come from a different source but come and meet at another point. Come and meet at same point. Convergent beam. So what are translucent objects? So they will allow complete light. They will allow complete light to pass through them. So next, what are transparent means they will allow complete light. Translucent means they allow only partial light. They won't allow complete light. So next, opaque means they won't allow light to pass through them. So next, plane mirror. Because of plane mirror, we can observe our images. So why we can observe our image in plane mirror? Because of a process called reflection, which we are going to learn in the next video. So okay. So actually in IIT, in IIT exams, IIT JEE exams or competitive exams, you will come across different types of questions based on the topic. So let's see the first question here. Which of the following emits light energy? So this question is conceptual understanding type question. So in IIT we will have questions like conceptual understanding type questions. In that, first question is which of the following emits light energy? Come on, guess the answer through live chat. The options are cricket, glowworm, bat, rat. Let me zoom the question. This is the question. First question. Now I am asking first question. The question is which of the following emits light energy? Somebody is telling bat. So bat is the wrong answer. Rosa Vanuko Dot. Glowworm. She is telling glowworm. Come on, try to guess the answer. Option B. Somebody telling option B. Somebody telling option B. Which of the following emits light energy? It may be the natural source. It may be artificial source. There is no compulsory. It has to emit the light. That's all. So the correct answer is glowworm. Okay. Next, second question. So coming back of light into the same medium from a boundary separating two media is called. So coming back of light, or we call it as bouncing of light into the same medium. What is the answer? Refraction, reflection, both A and B, none of these. Try to guess the answer. Coming back of light into the same medium. For second question, what is the answer? Option B, option B. So many answers. I got option B. Saida, she is telling option B. Yes, option B is the right answer. Because in the glass mirror, in the plane mirror, we will observe a process called reflection. Because of that, we can observe our image. Next, third question, very simple question. Light shows rectilinear propagation, random propagation, curvilinear propagation, none. So for third question, what is the correct answer? Third question. Somebody is telling A. Try to guess the answer. Light shows what kind of propagation? So Stylish Imran is telling B. Random propagation. Saida Nasreen is telling A. Yes, A is the correct answer. Already we have told light travels in straight line. Light travels in straight line. That nature is called rectilinear propagation. So you will also come across some more questions like single correct answer type questions. Single correct answer type questions. Come and see the 12th question here. 12th question. Observe 12th question. Look at the following setup. 4 students, P, Q, R, S, want to see the flame of the candle through pipes. Identify which student can see the flame through pipe. Which student can see the flame through pipe? P, Q, R, S. Now candle is here, P is here, Q is here, R is here, S is here. Now which student can see the light, candle flame? Which student can see the candle flame? Purushottam is telling Q, student Q. Purushottam is telling Q. Still anybody else? Syed Nasreen, option B, she is telling. Vidyasagar, option B. Suprita, option B. Sheikh. So most of them. Swapna also option B. Very good, very good. So thank you students, thank you for active participation. So most of your guess is correct because light always travel in straight line. Light always travel in straight line. So that's why if the light travels in straight line, Q, the student Q can observe the candle flame in right manner. So we will also come across questions like another type of questions are there. They are called, we will come across assertion reason type questions, integer answer type questions, multi correct answer type questions. Multi correct answer type means here one question may have many options. We have comprehension passage type questions, matrix matching type questions. So like this, whatever concept we will learn in IIT, based on the same concept, we will be having different types of questions which we will be learning next classes. So actually, yesterday also we have conducted live classes. So this is our website, aimstoday.in. This is our website. In this website, if you go to live classes, menu, there you can observe the yesterday's recorded videos. You can go through that videos, or if you want, from Google Play Store, you can download our app, Aims Today, with this symbol. In this app also, live classes folder is there. In that also, recorded videos we are going to upload. So if you are missing any of the previous videos, please go through the app and go through the website. There you will get the details. In today's classes also, we are going to upload tomorrow. You can watch them for revision purpose. So thank you students. So thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel so that whenever live class is there, immediately you will get the notification. So thank you.